guys, alright, so let's see who's watching you and why. Yep. They're all timeless readings, all my pick a card readings, so feel free to revisit this anytime, and don't pay attention to like when I posted this video, okay? So we have pile 1, 2, and 3. So, pile number 1, already it feels like the person that's watching you is someone close to you. Honestly, it feels it feels like an animal, that kind of energy. And to me, my conclusion from visions that I've had is with animals that they are like pure. They're pure, absolutely pure. They're a representation of God, and his pure gifts. So they aren't souls, because souls are the creation of God that have the capacity to become human, and that involves sin. And so animals are sinless. They are unable to sin. So this person or energy or being, it feels like a companion to you, someone who has pure thought or intention towards you. So if this is another person, then how they feel towards you and why they're watching you is coming from a place of pure care and love towards you, and honor. And I feel a message from the person or entity that is watching you is that they feel privileged to be connected to you and to know you. And it feels like it's a mutually beneficial and transformative relationship that you have with this being. So if this is a passed away loved one, then they're showing love and appreciation for you from their time here on earth, because you've been able to heal parts of them. And in some ways, to relate this to an animal spirit would be like domesticating them, like a wolf, a wild wolf, like a wild spirit, a wild soul that has been domesticated, which is more without the ego, right? The wild side. It's more settled into spirit, and so they feel just like they believe in you and they trust in you. They trust that what you're doing in the world is right on your path. And it feels like the reason why they're even watching you is just because they're in awe of you. Like they just care about you. So it's in a way very beautiful to see how you navigate through your life. They just love, they just love you. So we have groundedness, armadillo. So again, with the armadillo, it's highlighting their exterior. So that's where I see this break in communication with them. It's like for some reason you can't communicate with them. So if it's an animal, it's because you don't share the same language. If it's someone who had passed away, it's because they're physically not here. If it's someone, just a spirit guardian, you know, the same thing applies, obviously. So what's interesting is I'm noticing the deflection on this man's head or his helmet. I'm not sure what he's adorning that reflects the light, and it feels like maybe you have talked to other people about this. Like, I feel this connection, but then, or if you didn't explicitly say that, then it's kind of like you putting your feelers out with other people, like, what if this particular situation's going on, like, what would you think? And you're taking yourself out of the equation just to see what other people's opinions are. And I'm also saying, I'm being called to name all this, so that's why I want to say all of this. But it's like, even if you were online and you were looking it up and other people are basically saying otherwise, like it's not true, or like here's like a logical reason for why this might be going on, or kind of like trying to come up with more of a scientific way of why things are the way they are, rather than acknowledging the spiritual connection. And it feels like it's been really heavy on you, because logically what they say would make sense, but spiritually it feels as if you know the truth. You know, I mean, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, obviously emotions don't defy logic, right? Or they do defy logic. Spirit is illogical, right? It's the prime intelligence, is divinity. And so it doesn't accurately reflect things of this world, right? Things of this world are bound to this world. Our thoughts, emotions, beliefs, when it comes to the tangible things, right? The external environment abides by the external environment's rules. You get what I'm saying? And so all of this, because I'm seeing the sun here, it feels like all of this energy and connection and knowledge and spirituality, like divine knowledge and information, has been radiating on you, but you've been reflecting it back because you've had this armor on of logic. This brings me to, I mentioned this in another reading, where it's not the same as me, but in essence it's a similar story, where for a long time I tried to abide by logic, and I would explain things away constantly, and if I couldn't explain it away, I would just kind of ignore it. And it got to a point where I had such a strong vision, the vision was so intense that it completely just changed my entire life. And because I started acknowledging that vision, my whole world like fell into place. Like all the missing pieces that I felt I couldn't get to go together finally would go together when I accepted what was really going on, spiritually speaking. And so I see this as a comparison to you, because this feeling that they're watching you or they're communicating with you, that they're connecting to you on such a deep level, has been weighing on you because you're trying to logically say that that's not happening. And obviously you're here for a reason, right? Like, you're still like looking for those answers, like to verify it, because on a deeper level you do feel that. So this is acknowledging that that is true. And I'm even seeing back here, it kind of looks like a calf, like a cow. And that's balancing in to the thoughts of domestication and sacredness. Like, this is a sacred connection, and that the domestication of a cow for people who like have them as pets, or who have them for whatever kind of reason they have them, that's like honoring them as another living being. Because it feels like your primal sense has been to obviously take this, what is the word? Take interpretively, but it's like your initial impression is to go attack the calf. Like, that's your primal sense. It's like, I'm gonna go attack it. As like a cougar, right? Like an animal, you're gonna go get that calf. And so you've turned away from it, right? You've turned away because you're like, that's my primal being, right? And so you gotten to a point of like, it felt like stagnation, but what it really was, like stagnation in the sense of you not acknowledging that they're watching over you, or they're how they feel towards you, right? Or that you have this deep connection. And so during this point of you seemingly stagnating, what you were doing was disciplining yourself. And you were sharpening your own instincts against, and domesticating yourself. So I see this pattern of this, I'm going to call it an entity, but it really just spans over. I'm just compartmentalizing it into that, but it's like you domesticated that spirit. And in turn, they are doing the same for you through you denying that connection, or you questioning that connection. I don't think that you necessarily denied it fully, but I think that you were questioning it a lot and over-analyzing it. Well, I won't say over-analyzing it, because it ended up needing to be this way, right? It was building that solid groundwork for you so that when you fully acknowledge this connection, it's not going to come crumbling down. It's not going to overwhelm you entirely. And you're going to be able to fully accept it, and use it to your benefit. Says yes, just say yes. So if there's something that's in your mind that you were thinking about, maybe if this has to pertain to your inner calling, the answer is yes. And Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? When I see Star Mother, that to me represents Mother Mary. But when I say that, it shows me a link from Mother Mary to whomever could have created source. It's like source's source somehow. And so it feels full circle for me. It feels like this connection and whoever is watching you and why they're watching you is to bring you back full circle into who you are in your divine being. It feels deeply nourishing on a spiritual level. And they're encouraging you to really face your truth. Acknowledge your truth. Believe in yourself and believe that you do intuit them, and that you do feel them, and you know that they're guiding you, and that I'm hearing the word, I heard beginning. I didn't hear it. I saw it in my mind. I saw beginning. I saw creation. Those two words. And I heard everything's going to be okay. And then I looked at the clock and it was, I've been recording for 16 minutes and 16 seconds. So 16. And then I looked down and I had 11:22. So 11 minutes and 22 seconds left for this. So if those numbers might be significant to you. I'm going to pull one more. I feel from here and here, because I actually felt here. So transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. And I see repetition of Egypt here. And that, if you've watched my general videos about creation and all this, I talk about Egypt. I talk about those particular areas. And so it feels like the entity that's watching you. I don't really like the word entity. I'll change it to like the spirit. The spirit of what is watching you, right? And it feels very pure and good and of the light. This is not anything menacing. This is something absolutely pure from God. And it feels like you are deeply healing from this is a point in your life where it's like the past version of you and the future of you, which is, it's funny because I'm being corrected to kind of also explain that all versions are still you, so there's not necessarily a past nor present nor future. I mean, past nor future, it's only present. And so what I'm being told is that this shift that's occurring it's clearing out the negative aspects of your life that have been holding you back for so long. And the reason, like, all of these attachments, these negative attachments, are attached to the fact that you aren't acknowledging the connection. Like, they're all connected, because when you're denying this connection, this feeling, right, like this acknowledgement that they are watching over you, then you're denying your truth. And it kind of like, it's like when you run from your trauma, you don't acknowledge your trauma, then you run right back into situations that stir that back up, right? Like you repeat those traumatic instances in other ways, like it reflects in other parts of your life. And so that's essentially what you've been doing. And so you fully facing this guardian, and again, if this is an animal, it's like they are the physical embodiment of God for you, right? To guide you. They're your little angel. And it's a big emphasis. The reason they're watching you, again, is they're watching you turn to face your true north. They're watching you evolve and become yourself without any or minimal constraints, or previous constraints. At least we're always going to have some trials in our life, but again, the reason why they're watching you is because they honor you and they love you, and ultimately they trust you. They trust every decision that you make. They trust everything that you do, and they believe in you, and they believe everything that you say and do. You know, even if you question yourself, it's like they're like, you know, there's a reason for that. And they want you to know that you can feel safe in their presence. You can feel safe in their energy, is what they're saying. And so that's what I see. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. So who is watching you? Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. The energy's making me laugh. It feels like maybe someone has a crush on you, and the energy feels like they're a little arrogant, but in a good way. You know, like they're confident. They have it going on. They're very fixated on you, and it feels like a person. Okay, so it's a person, and it feels like they are someone who likes to tease you, or they want to tease you. They want to present you with something, is the words I'm getting. It's like, I want to present you with like a good time, good news, good life, good something, like, because you know when you because that's the specific word, so I'm trying to interpret what that means, right? So it's like when you present someone with something, it's like you are respecting them, right? And you want to, like, what you're giving should be equal to the caliber of which you see them, right? Like, it's like when you give someone an award, it's like, you earned this. And that kind of plays in maybe to their personality of being confident or arrogant. It's like, it's not that you earned their attention, you know, but it's like they're like so into you, and they're like, okay, you know what, like, I like you. I want to get to know you, and I'm gonna treat you good. I'm gonna treat you really good because you deserve it, right? Like, that's who you are. You need this. Like, they kind of want to, it feels like they want to take care of you, but it's, sorry, my mind's getting a little scattered now. It feel like I'm getting a lot of information. It feels like this is a romantic interest, right? Like they have a crush on you, but it's a very serious one. Like they have fantasies about you. They envision being intimate with you. They envision being close to you. They envision just like being romantic towards you and sweeping you off your feet. It's interesting because some of you don't know this person yet, and they're not watching you specifically right now. Like they could be watching you on social media, they could be within your circle somehow, but it feels like the energy is coming in. So it's like energetically they're being pulled towards you. It's like whatever you're doing in your life, in their life, this is just like the timetables of how things are working out for you. So there is someone that, if you have not met them yet, and they haven't actually physically seen you or know you yet, it's like when they meet you or they see you, you're gonna know. You're gonna pick up on it pretty clearly. Because they're not going to be able to hide it. Like, the way that I see is they're staring intently at you. Like, just captivated and fixated on you. It's like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, again, I don't think that they're objectifying you. But it's like, that's my prize, that's what I want, that's what I'm going to get. This is who I'm going to go after. So we have news, Raven. And there's a guy up there in the mouth. What I'm getting from this card though is intellectual conversation. So, and the Ravens are gift givers. Right? When they really like someone, they'll start bringing them little trinkets. And so that's, I do see, again, with the gift giving, like they want to, and see, when I say take care of you, I really want to explain that even more, because I feel like, I mean, that's what I'm being told to do, is they don't want to baby you necessarily, or like, in a codependent way. They want it to be balanced and equal. This person feels mature and they feel, again, it's like very smooth and romantic. And in taking care of you, it's because you are a good person to them. Like, it's kind of like assuming a role in a traditional way in a relationship. Like they're very traditional in that sense, where like you will take care of each other in ways that will complete each other. And the conversations, I feel multiple things. Wonderful conversation with this person. They're going to be a great conversationalist. It's going to go smoothly between you guys when you really start hitting it off. And I feel like people around you or your person are going to be really excited because either they're really good looking or you're really good looking, or both of you together look really, really good. And other people are going to say, like, that's a power couple. Those people should be together. Or it's like if you guys are just near each other, people will assume you're together and they'll come up and compliment you. Like, you guys are such a beautiful couple. That kind of thing. And this person feels very serious and committed to you. It's like when they have their sights set on you, they don't want anyone else. And they're like, this is what I want. And I see the moon here, and it feels confidence towards the moon, confidence towards fear, confidence towards discerning between what's illusion, right? Like being self-illusion versus reality. And confident towards going towards something that seems unfamiliar. It's like they have a good head on their shoulders, and they see you as their equal. They see you as someone that can go through this with them, you know? And it kind of feels like even if you don't feel that way, they feel confident that they can kind of carry you with them. It's like, okay, well, if you're scared, if you have questions, if you have doubts, if you don't like to take the first lead or have like a leap of faith, then I can carry you, you know? And I physically see someone like picking someone up and like throwing them over their shoulders and just carrying them along the way. Like, I got you. Or like a puddle, and it's like, okay, I'll jump you over this puddle. So let's see what else. It feels like you're really scared. You're really scared. Like maybe it's too good to be true, or you're not over someone from the past, or you want to be over this person from the... I see the number 5. I saw 23, but it squished together to 5. Number 5 might be significant. 18 might be significant. There are some questions and doubts, essentially, for you. And I feel like maybe even this feeling of inadequacy, like, am I enough for this person? Will I ever be enough for this person? Anxiety, just things like that. And I was gonna pull a card to kind of help me along this, but what I'm hearing is that it's not as bad as you think, or like it's not as bad as you might make it out to be. It's like you are well equipped to handle maybe even their past. It's like maybe they had a dicey past, or you've just been through a lot and you're scared that it's something. It could even have to do with commitment. Like, what if this doesn't lead to marriage? Or like, what if they try and rush things? Or what if I don't know, there's like something surrounding that. And the advice that I'm getting is that you're prepared, you're well equipped for this, and you've gone through similar situations or like smaller situations to prepare you, right, to kind of strengthen your spirit in order to handle anything. So it's like, if this is an example of to apply to this, but it's like if you have doubts of like, what if something happens? What if something goes wrong? It's like, you just have to trust. You just have to trust the process and trust that you can handle it if something didn't go the way that you had hoped, and just allow it to be. Like, allow yourself to enjoy this energy and be in this energy. and see where it leads. You just have to allow this to happen. And believe that it's going to work out for your highest good, irregardless of the outcome, right? Like, not being too attached to the outcome, just taking it one step at a time. So we have boundaries, and I do feel like this person who's watching you, who's intent on you, and their intentions towards you is to have a romantic relationship, is pushing your boundaries. I feel like they have a tendency to be overbearing, because, again, once they have their sights set on something, then they're committed and they want what they want. And for you, I feel, because it's so sudden or so intense, or maybe something going on from your past, then it feels so sudden. It feels so soon. It feels intimidating because of how it's like they reflect back to you everything that you desire, and it's like you want those things, but to have it in front of you is overwhelming and intimidating. And so how are you supposed to react in those situations? It's like you're kind of uncomfortable in those situations. And so there is assurance that like, in some ways you're going to be cracked open, and you're going to have to be you're going to confront those issues as they come up. And if you were to take on this connection with this person who's watching you, then they would help you along the way. They would be patient with you. They would be understanding. It's not even just patient with you. And also, if you're someone who doesn't like to talk on the phone, like, this would be some way of them pushing your boundaries. If you're someone who doesn't like to talk, but they want to specifically call you on the phone, then saying to answer the call, pick up the phone, like, take that next step, take that little small steps, little by little, because that's going to get you towards being comfortable in living out your dreams, living out your fantasies, whether it's with this person forever or not, right? Stop overthinking. You're already doing it. It feels like, again, you're trying to take a break. You're trying to take a break. It's like, it's so much work for your mind, because it's so intense. And so I'm not laughing at you. I think it's really sweet. And like, I see this image where this man is looking at this female, and it feels the same. That's kind of, it's like she's gone through the ringer. Like, she's gone through all this. It's like, I really want to get to this bright tunnel where it's so easy. And she needed to go take a break, and he's just sitting up there, like, watching, like, I'm ready whenever you are. You know, take your time. You're already doing it. You're already taking the right steps, the first couple steps. That's all you need. And if you need help, I will help you. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So it feels like not only is this person watching you and intent on you, but you're being guided by your guardian angels. They're ushering in this person into your life in order for kind of come out of your shell a little bit so that you can feel confident fully embracing good things in your life and seeking good things out in your life in a way that you feel comfortable and safe doing so. And I feel like traveling and experiencing things to a greater and capacity with a companion. And also learning to allow people in. We have Hanged Man, Moon, Four of Cups, Death. So, yeah, this is a destined person who's watching you. This person is destined to come into your life. They are here on Earth for this specific reason. And again, whether you want to be with them or not, I saw 911. If you want to look up the spiritual meaning for that as well. So, this person has come into your life in order to push you to deepen and progress in your intimate connections. Okay, whether this is like intimate connections with your family, your friends, or lovers, is the deepening of that. And it's also allowing you to learn how to explore different options that you have in life and be curious about those options, right? Instead of just kind of picking the safe bet or the easy bet, even if it feels like you have been pushing and challenging yourself, which is like acknowledgement that you have been and you've been taking the steps necessary, like you're on your right path, everything's going as planned, but it's time to ramp it up and take it to the next level, because they really want you to be more curious in life. And there's so many indications here, you know, with these are very powerful cards to me, in the sense that it feels like this is a deep sense of destiny. This is supposed to happen in order for you to really conquer any internal fears or battles, and allow all of which doesn't serve you in a romantic connection. Because if, again, it's an intimate romantic connection, and that's going to affect your intimate relationships with people that are not romantic as well. And it's going to invite a lot more people into your life that are you can consider best friends and close friends and trusted individuals in your life. And that's what this is going to be teaching you, and why they're watching you. Again, to kind of gloss over this, is they're watching you because they're interested in you romantically, for who you truly are. I don't feel like you're probably doing a good job, like coming off as easygoing, but for them, they're so intent on you that they can kind of read you very easily, right? And they love what they see. They really do. And they're willing to wait for you, and they're willing to go at your pace. But they need you to be able to speak up and tell them where you're coming from and fully communicate why you're saying those things or why you're reacting certain ways, so that there's less miscommunication between you guys. And that is the reason why they're even coming into your life. And again, there's that confirmation that this is meant to happen at this time. This is meant to be in this particular way. And so try to calm your mind and don't overanalyze or over question things. Just go with what's in your gut. Go with where you feel. And try and discern between what's your overactive mind and anxiety versus tuning into your heart and centering yourself and finding out what that tells you, right? And also following your desires, your fantasies, right? And what can get you closer to those goals? What can you do in your life to get you closer to that? And to remember that not only is this person watching you, but your guardian angels are on your side, and they're ushering in new energy for you, fresh energy for you, so that you can continue on your path. Okay? So that's what I see, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. So who is watching you and why? It feels like an authority figure. This is really interesting. It feels like an authority figure, and they're watching you because they want to make sure you're behaving or something. What is this? Okay, hold on. Let's pull, well, I haven't even looked at that card. Let's pull more cards though. An authority figure. It's like, I want to make sure you're doing right. That's why they're watching you. And they feel very matter of fact, like black and white. Like, the police? Are the police watching you? What is this? So we have yes. So if you're asking in your mind, is it this or that or whomever, then yes. It is that. Have you answered your deepest calling, warrior woman? It feels like an authority figure. I can't get past that. I'm trying to branch out in my mind. I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna sit on the floor. If you hear any external noises, so or extra noises. Golly, I mean, because I'm trying to get past that to see if I can see anything else or interpret it in any other way, and it feels like a system in place that is watching you. So the people who are watching this, you would either meet in school, so it could be your school system, it could be a teacher, it could be, if you're a public figure, then it would be someone who is watching you for those particular reasons. I mean, you should know, and if you're continuing to watch this, then that would make sense. It could be something that I'm just bizarrely not being able to pick up on, or if you're on parole or something. If you're, if someone wants to sue you, like if you're involved in a lawsuit, some sort of issue there, then that's who's watching you and why. They're trying to make sure that you're, like, either everything's going according to plan, or that you're not backtracking, or you're communicating in the way that you agreed to, is what I'm hearing. I mean, it could be some sort of litigation, but also I'm seeing like a hand. I'm seeing a hand going into a pocket, and it feels like someone else's hand going into a pocket. So if someone's reaching into your pockets, so that could either mean, again, a lawsuit, like they're reaching in for your money, like out of your pockets, or it could be like a phone, like if they're like tapped into your phone or tracking your phone. I was thinking, like, if you are on social media, then maybe it's just something like that. Like, I'm just picking up on you're being watched in general, but it doesn't seem like that. It would be if you have a presence online, then someone, like an organization or a group, would be watching you in order to make sure, again, that you're not going off script. If you're just watching this, you're like, I don't think so. I would not. This is pretty specific to me. I've been trying this entire time to look beyond it, and this is exactly what I'm seeing. It feels like the way that they would appear would be more playful, like that would be their public persona, would be more like the way that people would see this organization or this group or this thing would be for the benefit, right? It would appear to be beneficial, but they're very strict and stringent on what they're doing. It's like for a reason, right? So it's like, yeah, they might be soft or whatever. It's like a bear. Like a bear looks very cuddly and soft, but it's huge and cuddly and soft for a reason, right? It's to be a predator or something, like very powerful. You get it. So, forgot I did not see this. Sacred Abyss Learning. And I see this door I noticed behind her. I kept looking at that. I'm like, what is this? And from this perspective, it's like a grave. I don't feel like this is not a spirit. It's not someone passed away. It's not any of that. This is I'm not going to keep repeating myself. So, it feels like they are standing, it's like a guard. They're like on guard of this information. Or it's like maybe they're watching you because they don't want you beyond what you know. Like they're making sure that you don't go beyond, or you don't. I tried to see, it's like, are they trying to make sure that you don't escape? And they're saying, no, it's not you trying to escape. It's that they don't want you to go beyond where they feel your limitations are. Or like where they feel like you should be. It's like they are guarding this doorway because beyond is something unknown, and they want to be the gatekeepers of this information. They want to be the gatekeepers of whatever is behind that. And so they're like, you have an inclination of what's beyond there. Like you have an idea of what it is. And it feels like there's an emphasis on morality. Like you know the moral ground. You know what's right and what's wrong. And you're just trying to see what's in the middle. Like they're not like where they're at. Like you're trying to see because they're not being clear. Like there's some sort of fusion of both. Like if it's an organization, then there's like some good people within it and some bad people in it. So you're just trying to see what's going on there. And because you're able to decipher between what's good and bad, then you could decipher, once you can get beyond those doors, of what each individual person within this organization's intentions are. But it's like they're trying to take from you. So they're trying to take from you it's like they don't want you in, but they'll take whatever they can from you that'll benefit them. And you don't know what for what? Or do you? I think you have a pretty good idea, but you don't have any proof of it. Like, you don't have proof because you're being blocked. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. As I said that, there are birds going crazy outside. A bunch of birds going crazy. I'm sitting back in my chair. Okay. I'm gonna pull from, I don't know, I think this. I'm gonna pull from here too. You are the oracle. It's like they realize you're the only person that can get through. Like, you're the one, like, that's why they're trying to take from you, is because you have the resources. Like, you have the information. You have, it'd be like, I'm not going to use that example. It'd be like, I don't even know, like, if someone's trying to assemble a computer, right? And you are, I don't even know anything about computer. You'd be like the memory disk of the computer, or like you have the Mercury or whatever, like, parts, and, or like the control board, like something like that. It's like you have all the parts, and so they're kind of like scattered within this organization. They're kind of scattered. They don't really know what they're doing, and you're the one that has all the resources. So they're trying to get information from you. They're trying to get these pieces from you, and then kind of learning along the way and trying to figure it out along the way, because it's like they don't have their moral foundation set like you do. They don't really know what's right or wrong. They don't have, I'm here, like, they don't have a ground to stand on. They don't, like, what they're doing doesn't really make sense. Like, their ethics and morale's all confused and mixed up. So they're watching you in order to kind of guide them. So it's like, well, where, you see what do you get what I mean? I mean, you probably should at this point, right? It's like, it's as if, okay, here's I'll put it into a different example. If you were some social media presence, right? But you didn't have a big following, but you were just this like really creative person or whatever, and you had like all these really cool things going on, right? And then this person, well, it's an organization, but we're just using it as a comparison, but it's like this person's watching you and they have a huge following. And so they're just copying the things that you're doing, right? Or if you put like, I have something coming up, this is like a sneak peek. So then they don't really know what's coming up either. Like, they have no creative backbone. They're just copying. So they're trying to curate what they're doing, similar to you, because they know like the public's gonna eat it up. But it gets kind of like, it's just not as good as yours. Like, you're the original, right? Like, you're the creator, and the way that it comes out from them is like all kinds of messed up, but it's because they're just stealing from you. I don't take reversals in this. I'm not sure how they got mixed up. It looks like those are the only ones that are reversed, or the ones that came out. Yeah. So I guess I should take them as reversals. What's this? Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. It's like, don't take the bait, don't take a handout, don't engage, because there's so much power in your silence. There's so much power in you disengaging. It's like, no, I don't know the saying, but it's like, sometimes it's like super, super powerful to not say anything at all, right? And you can obviously take that interpretively. You don't have to, whatever the situation is, it's like, I need to grab something. So, because here's the thing, and I'm noticing this in this reading, is like, I feel really energized and I can't sit still. Or I feel like I don't want to sit still. It feels like my thoughts are highly constant, like analyzing, and it's like, I want to do something about this, is how I'm feeling for you guys. But the answer is to take a break, in the sense of really take time to articulate what you're feeling and what you're thinking in a way that's going to make sense fully of why you're acting the way you're going to. Like, plan out your moves very carefully, because it definitely feels like someone's trying to take from you or steal from you, and they're watching you intently, because if you act out from their expectations or their desires or wants, then they're looking for an in. And so don't do that. Like, don't react. Make sure to be in a place where it kind of feels like you felt confined, like you're feeling confined in some ways, where it's like, well, I have to do something, like, but to recognize you're not confined, like center yourself and be like, okay, like, don't let external environments carry your emotions away. And again, it feels like this feels like this cup feels like this is the cup that's being presented here. And it feels like a temptation. Like, they're going to try and implant something, to kind of like entrap you, or like an example, if we want to take a legal way, would be like a false confession, right? Like something like that. It would be like that. they're just trying to catch you in a lie, or catch you in a way that they can create a lie surrounding what you are saying. I saw these numbers in the last pile. Last pile is not related. But I saw 911. So maybe that's, if you want to look up the meaning of 911, like angel number 911. And so finally, this is, to me, I just pulled it to pull it, but I see this as advice. So it's the Two of Swords. And what I see here is you've effectively, okay, here's a story that I'm getting, right? And I think that's the most effective way for me to answer this. Okay. So you're blindfolded and you're sitting here against the water, right? And you have these two swords crossing over your heart. You're protecting yourself. Now, you have to listen intently to your surroundings to familiarize yourself with the unseen. Just like in here, you can't see beyond those doors. So you're familiarizing yourself with the unseen, and you have to rely heavily on your intuition, right? Because if you start freaking out and you get into your head, then you might misinterpret the breaking of the waves as a threat, right? You might hear these birds coming in and perceive it as them being scared of something that's coming up, when in fact they're just coming in to rest for the evening, right? And if you're overthinking, you're overanalyzing, you're running around taking action where you don't need to be, then an intruder could come and effectively grab you, because you're even though you are prepared in some ways, you're prepared in close combat. So if they see you from further away, they could prepare efficiently, knowing that you are unblindfolded or whatever, like expecting them. Otherwise, they could sneak up on you, right? That would be more, the way that this organization feels, whatever, it would be more satisfying. And I see this long dress, and emphasis on long dress, where you're actually not as prepared as you should be. So that's why you need to take a break and let that power of silence take over. Because with her having this long dress, she could get entangled in it. If she needs to flee into the water, it's going to weigh her down. But if she thinks enough without it overriding being able to multitask and hear her surroundings, then she can plan and feel and use this for her advantage, right? Like, how could she use this dress in combat? How could she use this dress in protection? So on and so forth. And so this sharpening of your intuition and sharpening of, it's like gathering your resources, right, of what you have. And it's kind of like taking inventory, like go around and take inventory of what you already have, and how to properly use it. That way it's more effective, right? You can prep for something, and if you don't know how to use it, or you don't know how to use it to its maximum efficiency, then it's kind of a waste of time. So do that. Take inventory and make sure that you're a master of your skill set and a master of the things surrounding you before you move to the next step. Because they've been doing this for some time, it feels like they've been observing you, they've been stealing from you for some time. And so now that this is confirmed multiple times for you, it's like, Don't make any sudden movements. Don't make sudden adjustments. Start the planning process and the precision process, the mastery, right? And then from there, you will know what steps to take next. All right, so that's what I see. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.